Salve discipuli. Cohort students, I hope you're doing well, enjoying the sunshine the last few days and the warm weather, and that you have the chance to go outside and just enjoy this weather. And as always, it would be great if you had your Latin lesson plan out in front of you throughout our lesson today. So if you need to, pause the video right now, go get that lesson plan, and then you can come back and be ready to learn together. Discipuli oremus. Pater noster, qui es in caelis, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. All right, cohort students, we're going to jump right into our vocabulary review section. So this is on the first page of your Latin lesson plan, and the instructions are to match the vocabulary word with its English translation. So if you have that lesson plan in front of you, go ahead, pause the video, and I want you to match that Latin word with the English translation. So you have both of those sets of words listed there. You just need to draw a line to match them. So go ahead, pause the video and do that. All right, hopefully you had a chance to go ahead and do that, and we'll go over those words together. So those 5 words are centum, cuius, quote, duo, and trace. We'll start with centum. What does centum mean? Remember, we learned this translation last week when century was our word of the week. So what does centum mean? That's right, centum means 100, because a century is 100 years. Our second word is cuius. What does the word cuius mean? Cuius means whose. Like if I said, whose snacks are those? Or whose pencil is that? So that's whose. Then we have quote. What does quote mean? And we remember a couple of weeks ago, we had the word quota when we learned about quote. Quote means how many. Then we have duo. What does duo mean? Duo means 2, right? A couple weeks ago we talked about duet, which is when 2 people perform together, because duo means 2. And last but not least, what about trace? Trace means 3. That's right. Great work. And now moving on to our word of the week. Our word this week is a word that you should all know pretty well. It is the word triangle. The word triangle. What is a triangle? We know a triangle is a shape that has 3 angles and 3 straight lines connecting those angles. And what Latin word do you think the English word triangle might have come from? I'll give you a hint. It's one of the words in our vocabulary today. That's right. It comes from the Latin word trace, meaning what? Trace, we just talked about this, meaning 3, because a triangle has 3 angles and 3 sides. So it comes from the word trace. A lot of other words come from this Latin word as well, such as triple or triplet, or anything that has tri at the beginning comes from the Latin trace. Great work. All right, then you'll see a section called Latin grammar, where normally in that chart we have all of the endings are missing, and you need to fill in those endings for the genitive case. Singular and plural, masculine, feminine, neuter, genitive case, like we've been learning about. But this time, instead of filling in the endings, you are going to translate or fill in the translation. So for example, singular masculine, we have domini, and we know that it's genitive, so how are we going to translate it? Domini means of the master. What about dominorum? Dominorum means of the masters, right? It's still genitive and masculine, but it's plural. Familiae. We're in the feminine case now. Of the family. What about familiarum? Of the families. Okay, now moving on to neuter, we have opd. We know it's genitive and singular, so what would it be? Of the city. And then opidorum, genitive and plural, of the cities. So great work. Go ahead, fill that out. And all those answers, I know I didn't show you on the board, but they will all be in the answer sheet to this lesson plan as well. Okay, we can jump into translation. So we have more words than usual this time, but I know you can do it. We don't really have anything new, and so I think we are going to fly right through translation. So, number 1, we have duo et tres numeri sunt. Duo et tres numeri sunt. What do you notice here? Well, we notice 2 of the words we reviewed today. Duo, meaning what? 2, that's right, and tres meaning 3. So we have 2 and 3. We're going to jump to our verb here. Sunt, are, numeri, numbers. 2 and 3 are numbers. Okay, so here's our translation. 2 and 3 are numbers. Now, number 2. Centum quoque numerus est. What do you notice about that sentence? Well, we know centum here means 100. We just talked about that. So 100, jumping back to est, is quoque. We often forget this one. What does quoque mean? Also, numerus, a number. 100 is also a number. Okay, here we go. 100 is also a number. Number 3. Numerus servorum est centum. All right, cohort students, what do you notice about this sentence? Is there anything familiar, unfamiliar, anything you have questions about? All right, so we see numerus, and we know that means number. So we're going to say the number, and then servorum. What does this orum ending tell us? It tells us that the sentence is genitive plural, right? Orum is our masculine genitive plural ending. So how are we going to translate it? The number of servants, right? Servus means servant. Servorum means of servants. Est is centum, 100. So we have the number of servants is 100. There you go. Great work. Okay, moving on to number 4. We have numerus liberorum est tres. What do we notice here? We have numerus, the number again. Liberorum, we see this orum ending. We know liberi means what? Child or children. And this orum ending, what does it tell us? That it is genitive. And not just genitive, but genitive plural. So we have the number of children is 3. So that's talking about the number of children that this Roman family has. And we remember the parents, Julius and Aemilia, And their children are Marcus, Quintus, et Julia. Marcus, Quintus, Julia, 3 children. Okay, the number of children is 3. 5. Centum est magnus numerus. Now, someone remind me, what does magnus mean? Magnus means big or large or great. And so we have 100 is a big number. Magnus numerus. And again, this is an adjective, magnus. It's describing the number. You say, what kind of number is it? Well, it's a big number. We know our adjectives and nouns need to match. And so they are both masculine, they are both singular. In this case, they're both nominative, right? They're not genitive. So 100 is a big number. Okay, and then we have number 6, tres parvus numerus est. What do you notice? We have 3, est is, parvus numerus, a small number. 3 is a small number. And we remember parvus means small. Magnus is big, parvus is small. 100 is a big number, 3 is a small number. Okay, we have 3 more sentences. You got this, cohort students. And I actually want you to try translating them on your own. So the first sentence you're going to work on is numerus servorum est magnus. That's number 7. Numerus servorum est magnus. Then number 8, you have numerus liberorum parvus est. And remember, we just talked about magnus and parvus. What do they mean? Try to remember. And then the last sentence is a little longer. It's in familia Julii magnus numerus servorum parvus numerus liberorum est. All right, so I want you to work on all 3 sentences on your own. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes and then we'll come together and talk about them, okay? So go ahead, work independently on those 3 sentences, and don't worry, we'll go over them together. Okay, 30 more seconds, cohort students. Okay, so what did you get for number 7? Number 7, we have numerus servorum est Magnus. What did you get? We have numerus servorum est magnus. So the number of servants is large. The number of servants is large. Is that what you got? Great work. And we know that because when we see that servorum, we know that orum ending tells us it is genitive plural. The number of servants is large. Great work. Okay, number 8. Numerus liberorum parvus est. What did you get? The number of children, and again we see that orum ending, and that's how we know it's of children, is parvus. What is parvus? Small. Great work. The number of children is small. And then the last one, we have in familia Julii magnus numerus servorum parvus numerus liberorum est. And this might seem hard because it's long, but it's just the same as the last two sentences put together. So what is it saying? It's saying in the family of Julius, there is a big number of servants, a small number of children. So you have in the family of Julius is a big number, magnus numerus, of servants, servorum, a small number, parvus numerus, of children, liberorum. All right, hopefully that was helpful. Great work doing all 9 of those. You did awesome today, cohort students. And as always, I'm attaching an answer sheet so you can go ahead and look there if you're confused. Ask your parents to walk you through that. And until next time, valete discipuli.